Hello, and welcome back to the Compassionate Curiosity podcast and another one of our quick shifts episodes, which are short and sweet episodes designed to give you quick yet powerful insights, practical tools, and mindset shifts that you can take with you into your day. So if you don't have the time or energy to dig into a longer episode, but are still looking for something supportive, something that helps you check in with yourself, challenge your old patterns, or feel a little bit more at peace in your body, these episodes are perfect for you. I'm Rachel, your host from Tranquilo Pa Wellness, and I am a family nurse practitioner, a women's wellness coach, a yoga teacher, and a meditation and mindfulness teacher. And I specialize in helping women and teens to reduce body dissatisfaction and insecurity, navigate body image struggles, and to go from self-criticism to feeling comfortable, confident, and empowered in their skin. So I want to start today to take a moment here to recenter ourselves. So if you're able to, pause what you're doing, gently close your eyes, or maybe keep your eyes open, and just take a deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your nose. And do a few more at your own pace, just following the flow of the in-breath and the out-breath. And if that's kind of an abstract concept for you, following the breath, or you just kind of find that hard to grasp, a good starting point with this is to ask yourself, how do I know I'm breathing? Because to answer that question, you naturally check in with your body, right? Well, I know I'm breathing because I feel air touching my nose as I breathe in, or I feel my belly expanding as I breathe in. And that's all this is, right? It's checking in with the sensations that your body experiences as you breathe. And that question utilizes the mind to get into the body, which is sometimes where we need to start when we're building that awareness muscle. So let's take one more breath in and a long, slow breath out. And gently coming back. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about feeling stuck, which some other terms for this might be, being in a rut, feeling lost, feeling out of alignment, stuck on repeat, feeling weighed down. Maybe one of those resonates with you more than the others. And I think this feeling is something that we all experience from time to time. And maybe for some of us, this is a familiar feeling that you experience quite frequently. And maybe for others, it only tends to happen at transition points in your life. It could be for some of you that these moments of feeling like you're stuck just last for a few minutes or hours. And for others, it may seem like you're in a rut for months or years. And maybe all of that changes too, based on where you are in your life. And that's all to say that it can vary how feeling stuck shows up in our lives, but that it's an inevitable part of living life as a human. So how does feeling stuck look like in life? Well, this could be feeling stuck in a job that drains you. It could be feeling stuck in a relationship, like where your partner and you just don't seem to be seeing eye to eye on anything, or you're constantly arguing, or you can't seem to express your needs fully. And maybe it's that same frustrating cycle, like different person in the relationship, but the same dynamics keep showing up and you're sick of it. Feeling stuck could also be related to your body or your food and movement patterns, where you just can't seem to be comfortable in your body no matter what you do. And you notice the same thought patterns and habits that leave you feeling frustrated and, dissatisfied with your body. Maybe you're feeling stuck in your mind, like you can't seem to manage your anxiety or stress and you're constantly feeling low energy. Or Maybe you have a huge decision to make in your life and you're feeling the weight of that, the fear of uncertainty or of making the quote unquote wrong choice. And so you feel paralyzed, unable to move forward. Maybe things just feel foggy or that you just have this heavy sense that you're not where you want to be in life and you just have no idea how to move forward. And the list goes on, quite frankly. So take a minute to check in with yourself and ask yourself if you're going through any of those right now. And sometimes we know immediately whether that's the fact or not, but other times, because of things like fear and the common reaction to it of wanting to avoid it, or distract ourselves from it, it can be less obvious at first glance. So check in with yourself and do so through your compassionate lens, of course. Um, and moments or periods of times like these can be incredibly frustrating, disheartening, uninspiring, and uncomfortable, and it often creates a lot of stress in our lives, in ourselves, like within ourselves and in our relationships, everything, which, as we talked about in the last episode, these emotions and feelings affect the actions that you take and how you move about life, how you engage, how you speak to people in your environment, which is why it's no surprise that these moments can linger for some time, right? It's common for this to turn into a cycle and perpetuate. So, however this looks for you, again, know that this is a very normal part of life, of being human, of growing, actually, even though it may feel like a regression. This falling off is part of the journey and an important one at that, because these are usually the moments that invite us to take a pause, to be more gentle with ourselves, to look more intentionally at our lives instead of running on autopilot or pushing the feelings to the side to deal with later or never. So I want to leverage this space today to give you 2 tools that you can use when you find yourself in moments like these. And the idea is not to deny or ignore this feeling stuck moment, because, they are usually there to give you insight into something deeper that's going on. It's information, which is important to honor and get curious about. So the first tool is meant to help you immediately feel more grounded and centered, to help shift your energy to a higher frequency when you are feeling stuck, lost, frustrated, to then place yourself in a position to utilize tool number 2, which is more like a compass meant to guide you to explore what this stuckness may be trying to tell you. So let's start with the grounding tool, which I love to refer to as root and reach, R&R. And if you're in the space too, I'd actually love to invite you to try this out as I guide you through it. If you're unable to, safely and comfortably do this right now, come back to it when you can. So find a position that feels steady. You can sit with your spine relatively straight or stand in a steady, relaxed position. And you can do this with eyes open or closed. And start by taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Start by bringing your awareness to your feet. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet deep down into the earth. Feel the steadiness beneath you, the quiet support of the ground. Feel the truth that you don't have to hold everything by yourself. You can let yourself be held. And just let that support settle in. Let it become the ground you rise from. So you've grounded yourself in the roots. Now, with that steadiness beneath you, you are ready to rise. As you take a slow, deep breath in, Picture a tiny green sprout beneath the soil. And with that inhale, it begins to rise just a little, breaking through the dirt, feeling the warmth of the sun for the first time. It's in no rush. It's simply reaching softly, quietly toward what's next. And in this moment, you're grounded and growing all at once. You can feel that you're both rooted and reaching, anchored and expanding, grounded yet open to something new. And let yourself breathe into that. And you can stay here as long as you need. And when you're ready, gently coming back. So there's something really powerful about being both rooted and reaching. When you allow yourself to feel supported where you are, even if that's in the thick of feeling stuck or lost, you create the safety to grow into where you're going. And so you can use this tool when you're in the thick of those moments of unease, tension, doubt, fear, to bring you back to your center, to your heart, which is the space we want to be in to start exploring the why behind feeling stuck. The space that holds trust and security, that holds your truth and inner wisdom, where you remember that you can handle anything that comes your way, that you have the strength, the creativity, the presence to move through this. And so once you're in that space, we continue to move inward. And so I invite you to try out tool number 2, which consists of a few reflective prompts to help bring some clarity around, what it is that you might be going through. And the idea here is just to choose one or two that resonate with you most. You can do all of them, but that might be overwhelming. And so know that the option to choose one or two is totally okay. And so let yourself sit with them for a minute. Give yourself permission to get curious about it and listen to what comes up when you reflect. So here are the questions. What is the stuck feeling trying to protect me from? What do I wish someone would ask me right now? If I died tomorrow, what would I give myself permission to say, feel, or change today? What am I holding on to that's quietly asking to be released? If I could whisper one truth to the version of me that feels stuck, what would it be? What would I do differently if I fully trusted myself? And lastly, if nothing outside of me changed, what would I still want to shift within me? So these kinds of questions can help bring light to things you didn't even know were sitting beneath the surface. They can offer clarity about what matters and what's quietly asking to change in ways that your thinking mind alone might not uncover. And you might notice that you don't have the answers, to the question you chose, and that's okay. Trust that they will come in the time that's right for you. By asking an empowering question, like from this list, you're going to receive an empowering answer, because when we shift the question from an energy that holds why me to what's unfolding here, you're no longer at the mercy of your circumstances, right? You start to see that life isn't happening to you. It's happening with you, and it's happening for you. And that by simply asking the question with curiosity and with compassion, you're placing yourself in receiving mode, where you're open and willing to welcome the wisdom that's already within you that's just waiting to arise. And from that place, you can sit with the uncertainty because you have a deep knowing that this is exactly where you're supposed to be right now and that the answers you're looking for aren't outside of you. So, my dear, you don't have to have everything figured out today, right? You might be stuck right now and you might still be tomorrow. Bring some kindness to yourself and let the growing pains unfold because just by being here with me, you took a step. You paused. You questioned with love. And that's the work. So, if this episode gave you a drop of clarity or ease, I'd love to hear about it. And if you think someone in your life may benefit from this episode, maybe someone who recently shared with you that they're feeling stuck or lost, I'd encourage you to share this with them. In doing so, you're sending a bright, beautiful message of love to that person because deep down, just like you, that person is deserving of feeling love, peace, compassion, and growth. So until next time, may you know you're not alone. I am here with you. May you be guided by curiosity and grounded in compassion. Sending you love, light, and gratitude today and always.